Good afternoon, my cookies. Welcome to Russell Cooks. Thanks for joining me. We're going to be doing Gâteau Breton. Today I'm going to be using raspberry jam. So Gâteau Breton is a little refresher. It's like a layer of cake, layer of jam, layer of cake, baked up. It's got a nice little topping on it. It's very French. There's no leavening. It's delicious. First things first, let's get started on our Gâteau Breton. We're going to make the dough. I'm going to get it into my pan. I'm going to spread some jam, and then I got to freeze it for about 20 minutes. First things first, we're going to aerate the butter a bit. Now, incorporates a little bit of air, and then we're going to add our sugar, and then we're going to add our egg yolks, and finally fold in our flour slowly. We'll get it in the pan and get going. This recipe will definitely go straight to your thighs. Definitely put weight on your thighs. All right, this is 2 sticks, 16 tablespoons of butter, 2 sticks. You're just going to incorporate air, medium-high speed, make sure it's locked. It's gonna be like 1 to 2 minutes. Now, while this is going, I'm gonna weigh out about 6 1/8 ounce of granulated sugar. Whoa, would help if I turn my scale on. All right, 6 1/8 ounce. It's like 7/8 of a cup of sugar. You don't want it too sweet. Remember, you're gonna get some sweetness from the jam. Now, traditionally, Gâteau Breton is, that's right, prune or apricot. I'm doing raspberry today. All right, 6 1/8, perfect. So again, softened butter. We're gonna let it go for about 1 to 2 minutes. Then I'm gonna get my sugar in, and then I'm gonna add my egg yolks one at a time, 5 egg yolks. So again, creamed up the butter 1 to 2 minutes, and I added in my 7/8 cup of granulated sugar. Let that go for 3 to 5 minutes. Now I'm doing my egg yolks one at a time, letting them get incorporated. I got 5 egg yolks. All right, these are incorporated. I'm gonna scrape down the sides. Ooh, I could just eat this. Sugared butter, some egg yolk. All right, now I love my vanilla, so I'm gonna put an extra lot of vanilla in here. You don't have to do what I do. I'm gonna do a tablespoon. Nah, I'll do 2 teaspoons. Tablespoon's crazy. I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And this is an okay place. If you wanna use fake vanilla, you can. Baked goods typically works out fine. Anything fresh or like a sauce or a drizzle, you'll taste those off flavors, but baked stuff, shouldn't be able to tell. Classic is rum, dark rum. I can't believe I have to say that because there's light rums now, like white rums. No thanks. I'm doing 2 tablespoons. I don't have rum because I don't drink it, of whiskey. I do drink a lot of whiskey, all different types. Scotch, bourbon, rye. We gotta let this go until it's incorporated. I'm gonna start off slow and then turn it up a bit. Oh, All I smell is the whiskey. Woo! All right, making sure that's incorporated. I'm weighing out my 10 ounces or 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I prefer Pillsbury unbleached or Gold Medal unbleached. King Arthur's great too. It's got a little bit more protein in it. All right, I got my 10 ounces. All right, low speed. If you can kind of see how glossy it is, kind of glossed over. That's really nice. All right, locking, low speed. Just want to completely incorporate this flour. Looks good. And as tradition, I will do the last stir by hand. This is what the consistency should be like, and you don't want any streaks of flour. So make sure you get down onto the bottom there. All right. We got a good amount of air incorporated in there. It's great. There's no leavening. Don't forget to spray your pan. All right, now I'm gonna add about half. It's okay if it's a little less. Set that aside. There's a few ways you can do this. You can do it with an offset spatula. You can do it with wet hands. It's pretty sticky. I'm gonna try wet hands. I just like to wear gloves. You can just wet your hands. Remember, who's in charge? You or the food? So just make it happen. The whiskey really gives it a fantastic consistency without adding just straight water, which would kind of build up the gluten. So I patted it down, and I kind of got a lump in the middle here. I'm just gonna try and smooth it out here. Smooth it out. And you kind of want a ring around the edge because that will help contain the raspberry jam. Nice and flat. Perfect. Now for the jam. This varies by your jam. Maybe a cup, maybe half a cup. I wouldn't go more than a cup. I wouldn't go less than half a cup. All right, so if you can see, I'm leaving about a 3/4 inch border, and I want it about 1/4 inch thick. So I'm gonna add a teeny bit more. Fantastic. So now I have to pop this in the freezer for 10 to 30 minutes. I really want this pretty solid because I'm gonna put the other cake on top and spread it out. And if the jam isn't kind of frozen stiff, it's gonna move around, it's gonna turn into a giant mess. So 20 to 30 minutes. Alexa, set a 20-minute timer. Here we go, the rest of the gâteau. Now I'm gonna work from the outside in. All right, I got a little extra. Don't worry about that. It's a surprise tool we're gonna be using later. Remember that surprise tool? Here it is. Perfect, look at that. We got enough cake to cover the top. All right, everyone can let out. Everyone can let out a breath. All right, woo, relief, we're good. All right, now we just gotta smooth out the top and make sure it's level. You want this top as smooth as a Berry White single. All right, I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees. I'm doing the lower mid rack, flexible. You can do it on middle or lower mid. I like lower mid. All right. Now, take that last remaining egg yolk. So the 6th egg yolk that we're using. And we're just gonna mix it with maybe a teaspoon of water. All right, I got my egg yolk and water mixture here. And I'm just gonna paint it. I'm gonna do a little Bob Ross here. Put a happy little bush over on this side. Now hopefully if you got it flat, this egg yolk mixture won't pool anywhere. When you add the water, you need the water or else the egg yolk's gonna burn. Because this bakes for about 50 minutes. So we got a nice spread here. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my fork and I'm gonna make a decorative pattern. You can do whatever you want. This is more traditional. So I'm just gonna make 3, 4, 5 sets of lines here. There's one. Odd number is always best, but if you only fit 4, you only fit 4. 2, 3, 4. Now, starting from one end, I'm gonna go to the end of another one here. All right, looks nice. Pop it in. It's gonna be about 45, 50 minutes. Alexa, set a 50-minute timer, please. Got it. All right, so now I'm gonna show you how to get the Gateau Breton out. So I've run my knife all the way around the outside, just like this. It's come out. I've let it sit for about 10 minutes on a wire rack. Now, you're gonna need 2 plates. Now, it's still a little warm, so if you can't handle the heat, use a hot mitt. Boom, boom. And that's why you spray your pan down really, 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 really well. Really well. All right, second plate, we're gonna flip it. Now we're gonna let this cool for an hour. I know, it's so tough. You're gonna be like, Russell, I just baked it, took a while, it's a lot of work. I wanna eat it. And I'm gonna be like, no, alternate me, can't. But why? You will ruin it by cutting into it too early. Okay, there we go, problem solved. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. This is perfect so far. We're gonna let it rest, cut into it in a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. We are gonna cut open this Gateau Breton. I am going to have a bite. I am psyched. Let's get this going. Normally don't like my knives on ceramic, but I want a nice clean cut. Ooh, yeah. Look at that. Look at the layer of the raspberry jam. I just smell it. Oh, look, it's tender. It's tender, it's not chewy. It's just good. You have this buttery, rich cake. And then this sweet tart jam sandwiched in the middle, and it gets all melty in your mouth. Oh. This with a cup of coffee in the morning is all I need. Just a little slice. No joke. I should just stream this every week. That's all I should do. This is phenomenal. It looks as good as it tastes. If you've never had one of these before, try it out. Apricot jam, traditional, raspberry, strawberry, put some Nutella in the middle. Have fun with it. This is great. It's worth it. It's easy. Get it done. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and all that jazz. Follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. All right. Thanks again. I'll catch you next time. Bye.